Well, hello there, I'm Gilganos, and we have 5 days left until early access of Dawntrail starts, so time for me to get caught up with the build-up patches, right? Because I haven't done them yet, obviously. I have played this game for over 10 years, so I'm really looking forward to how it continues with the next chapter, with the new chapter of Dawntrail, going into a completely new story and seeing where it leads, right? As usual, our beautiful little warrior of light over there is Miss Yomi Tangchi. She is a ninja, actually still a ninja, or, well, a ninja again, I guess, after we played some Reaper in Endwalker. We will start out as a ninja, and we will swap over with Viper, most likely. And then we'll see how it ends. So without further ado, Varshan has a quest for us called When One Door Closes. Varshan has a message from Sharlayan. Ah, Yomi, one of my clerks was just here with a message for you. The students of Baldessian request your presence in Sharlayan at your earliest convenience. Indebted as I am to our friends, I had hoped that I too might be of service, but it is you alone that they require. Oh, I mean, I'm good enough for every job, right? If you have no pressing business, pray make your way to the Baldessian Annex at once. Ojika awaits your arrival. In the meantime, I shall continue showing Ashtaya the city. From notable landmarks to the people's lives, there is still much and more for her to see. Yeah, poor old dragon. How long? I actually already forgot how long she was in prison in the 13th. But it was a long time. Getting her ether sucked on by void creatures, right? So, yummy. I hope she has a nice summer vacation, not only us, right? Wonder when we're gonna see more of her again. This expansion? I don't think she's gonna make an appearance in this expansion, right? Ashtaya? I don't think so. But maybe next one? When we're going back to the 13th, probably, right? Farewell for now, my friend. I look forward to the day we set forth on another adventure together. Yeah, I guess this also kind of hints already that the 2 dragon siblings won't be really a part of Dawntrail. It would very much surprise me, I have to say. Ochika Tunjika! A warm and hearty welcome to Yoyomi. I gather you received a message. Please wait here while I fetch Kryl and Graha. Sure, some waiting. You know, like, never heard anyone wait. Also, it was very, very quick. Oh, I love Kryl. I'm so happy that we get to see more of Kryl in this expansion, and also her fighting finally. Yay! Yeah, Kryl actually my favorite Zion. And Graha probably my second favorite. Probably. Not sure. Yeah, maybe. But yeah, Kryl for sure. Top tier. Thank you for coming on thank you for coming on such short notice. And forgive us for sending for you so soon after your trials in the Void, to say nothing of your grueling battle against the 12. Well, actually, it wasn't that close after. It's been a while, you know, like, since I've actually played the patches. Also, it's been a while since I've finished the 24-player raid, Endwalker, which is what she's hinting at. Which, of course, Graha was also there. Was Kryl also there? I don't remember. He might have been there, but Graha was for sure there. Now then, we aren't actually the ones who require your presence, but Aaron will. He stopped by recently, I see, and asked us to reach out to you on his behalf. Oh yeah, just to clarify, I have seen the Dawn trailer, the cinematic trailer, and I have seen the launch trailer. And I've seen the launch trailer. So, just to clarify that, I know that Aaron will also play a rather major role, probably, assumably, in this expansion, because he is like a childhood friend of Toklamak, whatever her name is, the Hrothgal that we're gonna meet for the first time during this quest, actually, right? Or well, the next ones. One of these quests that are ahead of us. Why would he do that, though? I wonder. I have no idea, right? I imagine you're as surprised as we are, given that he was supposed to be away on a long expedition. Was he? I don't recall that, sorry. Something must have necessitated a change in his plans. All he would tell me is that there is someone whom he wishes Yomi to meet. He also mentioned that he would be tending to business at the studio. Shall we look for him there? Oh yeah, then nodding his back. Warm up your neck muscles, boys and girls. We're gonna need them. Arenville's early return likely has something to do with this visitor. Who could it be, I wonder? Who could it be, indeed? Now then, where is Arenville? I'm sure he's gonna make his appearance rather soonish. There he is. Arenville. Oh, it's voiced. Why am I reading it? I think it's funny how in video games everybody always walks dead center through every door.
Apologies for the wait. I hope I haven't called you away from anything important.
Doesn't matter how big the door actually is, you know, they just walk through it dead center. Who does that? Do I do that? Well, it kind of depends, right? I mean, if it opens in the center, from the center, it kind of makes sense. Well, maybe, I guess it makes sense. It is huge doors over there, though.
I chanced upon some commissioned items at my destination, so I thought I might deliver them.
Where did you go, if I may ask?
The New World.
Hoorah! It's interesting to me. I do wonder how long, you know, in game the ferry, the boat ride, the ship ride over to Tural actually is. Because of course, you know, like, I mean, there is aetherites and teleportation in this game, right? But it isn't really widely used. Also, you normally need to attune to the other aetherite first. Actually, he might have already... He probably already is attuned there, right? So he might just... I'm not sure. I think not everybody can travel through aetherites, right? I think that's the in-game explanation. And also, for those who are weaker on their own ether, or whatever it was called, right? Whatever, it is more difficult to travel through aetherites, especially doing so frequently. You know, like, if you compare, of course, Tural to real world, it would be South America, right? And if you think about with the technology they have there, I mean, it would have well, they don't really have airships. They probably don't have airships that would be able to fly from Eorzea or Shalayan over to the New World, right? But they're for sure going by ship. And if you compare that to the real world, if you have, you know, like the old sailing ships, right? Although one has to say they probably have a lot more control over the sailing ships because, you know, like they can summon winds literally, so it might be a little faster. But I think it was like months that it took them, right, from anywhere in Europe over to the New World, to South America, right? So I do wonder how long it would take in game, or what is the, you know, like the lore accurate amount of time that we would be spending on ship, because here it sounds like, oh yeah, I just visited Tural and I went back, you know, like over the weekend. I mean, it's easy, you know, like just went for a trip in the hiking in the mountains. It sounds like that. It's just like, oh yeah, I went to Tural and came back. But if you like think about, you know, like in the 15th, 1600s, right, that would have been, I mean, you don't just go over to the New World and come back, right? It's like, yeah.
You went to Tural. Then the person who you wish to introduce.
I also found it interesting, of course. I mean, it's logical, of course, you know, like if you look at the development of the game, right? But it's kind of funny how they're like, oh yeah, Tural, yeah, I mean, we know Tural, we know where Tural is. Tural, I've heard that since my studies as a child. Yeah, Tural, I know what Tural means, right? Oh, even though it's like the first time the name is ever mentioned in the game before, right? Yeah, sure. I mean, my grandfather went there on summer vacation. I mean, it's like every time a new expansion hits, it's like, oh yeah, we've already surely known this place exists and everybody's been there and it's easy to get there. Yeah, sure, Tural. Went there for a few mojitos last weekend.
Aye, she hails from there. I present to you...
Hrothgal! Where is she? Why shouldn't you?
But it seems you've lost her.
You've lost me!
Did she wander off?
Oh, there she is. And also dead center through the door, of course.
Sorry. It's just so different here. I can't help but want to explore.
Well, While you were exploring, your candidate came to us.
How does she know
This
of
is
me?
the adventurer you crossed the seas to meet.
Well, I guess the story of the Warrior of Light.
It's plain she's no ordinary woman.
Nej, jag aren't.
I'm Wuklamat,
Wuklamat.
claimant to the throne of Tulihuela.
Oh, finally I can talk again. You know, I like to talk a lot during these little chats, so I apologize in advance. Which is also why I don't have the auto advance on, because I usually like to talk about what people are talking and stuff. So, what was I talking about? And I often forget my trains of thought. They just derail immediately when I get off track. Oh yeah, her reaction. See, that's what I would think of if it's like... That would have been what I thought would be Cryo's reaction to Erenville having been to Tural as well. You know, like being like, oh wow, Tural, explain, what was it, what is it like? I've never been there. Oh, tell me more about it, right? Like Wuklamat is like, whoa, in awe of everything that's different here, and ooh, I don't know, the big, white, cold stone buildings that I think they don't really have over there, etc. And how cold it is, probably in Shoreline compared to Tural, right? Fully Yolal. See, now she's finally okay. I don't know what it is.
The capital bears the same name.
It's a nation and a city.
I want you to come with me to my homeland.
Yeah, I am absolutely in for any summer vacation. Although I probably personally wouldn't like to go to South America. Well, it's on the southern hemisphere, right? So in summer for us, it's winter for them. So it might actually be a little cooler there than this year. But usually, you know, like in summer, it's already hot enough over here. I really don't fancy an even hotter place to go during summer vacation, so... But apart from that, yeah, come in.
The magnitude of the request, perhaps you should explain why you're making it?
No, you already sold it, I'm on board. I don't care why, let's just go.
Of course, of course. Soon, an event of great import will be held in Tural.
No.
The right of succession.
I mean, it's gonna be explained, I'm sure, but it's still intriguing to me that she's like this warrior of light. This it's actually kind of interesting. How did she get to know us, right? Does the story of the warrior of light transcend? Well, probably. I mean, we would literally save the universe, right? So it's kind of likely that they did hear of us. They probably also had some problems with the final days over there, right? So they might just have gotten to know somehow how it all ended. But what is interesting to me is that the right of succession seemingly allows for completely foreign people to help, you know, like the candidates to succession, which is a little wild to me. Because, you know, you would be thinking that she would have to do it on her own, right? So I'm intrigued at how that is gonna play out.
Taking the form of a contest, it will determine who next ascends the throne.
So if we win, then I ascend to the throne, right? Right? It's not gonna be a Titania situation again where you were gonna be like, yeah, but you for sure don't want that because you would be immortal and you shouldn't be immortal, so let me become the king, right? For sure not.
As daughter to its present keeper, I will participate. And I have every intention of winning.
Which is why you came to get the best of the best. I know. Thank you. What's in for me, though? What is in for me? I wonder.
I was searching for champions to join me when Erenville told me about you.
You know, oh, she just... Oh man, now that's a bummer. I thought you would have heard the heroic tale of the Warrior of Light that saved the universe from the evil small bird girl. It didn't sound... It sounded better in my imagination than when I spoke it out loud. Still. Of course, it was Erenville who told her. Makes sense.
A mighty warrior who knows no fear, who sweeps aside terrible fiends as if they were reeds, who flew
Sounds
to the
like
edge of
me.
existence and saved our star.
Sounds like me. Oh, come on, don't make that face. Don't be flustered. It's all true.
She asked who Eorzea's greatest hero was, and so I told her. Much more elegantly, I might add.
I found that was a perfectly accurate description.
Now you know why. You'll come to Tural, yes?
Sure. I already said yes before.
Let's
No,
just
no, Graham, we're going there.
slow down.
I don't mind if you come or not. I don't care. We are going there. Yes, please.
Woklamat, was it? You claim to be of the royal family, but is it not the Mamulja who rule in Tyrell?
She's adopted already. Well, I've seen the launch trailer. I think it was in the launch trailer, right? No, oh yeah, I've also watched part of the recent live letter by the producer. I think there they explained that she is of course adopted, as are a few other princes. That means she's a princess, right? Huh. Kinda.
Tulihyolal is a nation of many peoples. Not only the Mamulja, as some across the seas are quick to assume. That
I like that.
said,
I really like that.
Its present ruler is a Mamulja, and one blessed with two heads besides.
You know, it being very multicultural.
He's also my father. Not by blood, obviously, but he raised me as his own.
Obviously.
And that's what matters.
She might be a half Mamulja Hrothgal, right? I mean, probably not, but maybe she does. She doesn't look Mamulja, of course. Yeah, but she could have been, right? How would I know how a Mamulja Hrothgal?
That's the way of it. My apologies if I was indelicate.
Crossing would look like?
Hardly. I know little about your land, and nothing about your parentage.
I mean, why is it surprising? Because, you know, like, Shoreline also has all kinds of peoples, right? I mean, all of the Eosian lands and countries have. Nations.
But in my eagerness, I've gotten ahead of myself. I can't expect you to agree on the spot when we've only just met.
I already did like 4 times! Come on, take me there right now! Oh!
Just know, though, that if it's adventure you seek, you could do far worse than come with me.
Oh yeah, adventure is right up my alley. Also, yeah, I know we still have to wait 5 days. Yes, I know, but you know, I want to go there now. Please.
No, this is only a rumor.
That's... I'm gonna be quiet about it. I'm not gonna tell anyone.
But apparently, the contest will involve the fabled city of gold and the legendary beast
interesting.
Valyarmanda.
I thought, as I understood it for now, it was rather a coincidence that we would be reaching the City of Gold, which is this super modern high-tech city, right? Huh. But it seems to be part of the contest. Interesting. I thought it didn't sound like it would be like that. But I mean,
Tell me
I'm not complaining.
Interest.
I've already agreed 5 times. You have my complete attention. No, actually you don't. I'm already imagining all the great things we're gonna live through in Tuliyoal and all the great beasts we're gonna slay.
We're going to get along, you and I.
Which is kind of a weird thing to say, now that I think about it. Don't think too much about it.
Tyrell
It's
has
okay.
no shortage of unexplored frontiers and deadly fiends. You'll never want for excitement, I promise you.
I advise you not to put much store by these rumors. Golden cities are not but a dreamer's fancy.
Says the dreamer who was bent on finding one when he was a child.
One.
Just because you failed doesn't mean it doesn't exist.
Finding one city of gold or one dream? Because that would imply that there's multiple cities of gold, right? Which is also interesting because how can the city of gold be part of the contest when they don't even know confirmed, if they haven't even confirmed that it exists? Or maybe the boss is like, you know, the one who finds the city of gold will be my successor. Oh, nobody found the city of gold. Ah, well, I guess I have to rule for all eternity then. Well played.
Tuliyoal and the Golden City. Just like in the letter to Grandfather.
I have to say, if you think about, you know, like when they first showed us Dawntrail, and they were like, yeah, I mean, you know, like it's the beginning of a new chapter of the story. We just finished this epic, huge, universal story of Zodiac and Heidelin, right? I was still hyped for the expansion because it means new raids, hopefully new interesting mechanics, which already promised, so that's gonna be... And And for the story, I was like, I don't know what they're gonna cook up. I mean, Heavensward was really good and was like a self-contained story in itself, right? It didn't really bank on too much on what was established in Realm Reborn. So they're for sure gonna write a good story. But at this point, like, you know, like Tulioal and the Golden City, I'm actually really interested. So yeah, you're totally hyped. I am totally hyped. We all are.
Regardless of what the contest may entail, it'll be no simple thing. If I'm to triumph, I'll need capable and dependable companions.
So what are we
So let's go on a hunt
supposed to
together.
do
There's no
as your
better way to
companions?
get acquainted.
Go on a hunt together? Oh no, that's just to get acquainted. I like that. Hunt train! Yay! Oh, that's not what you meant? Okay. She's like, oh god, hunt trains, really? It's already night. We had a beautiful sundown, sunset, during the cutscene. Enjoy the fanfare, the Endwalker fanfare, a few more times, right, before it switches up. So where to for our hunt? The stronger the prey, the better. Yeah, Ultima Thule, Elpis. Maybe not. That's a longer shot of it, at the very least. I asked that you go on this hunt of hers and take her a measure for yourself. Journey to Dural, she's completely flashed. But yeah, you can already see that they're building up her reason to go over there, right? With her grandfather. Did she say he wrote in letters about Tulioal and the City of Gold? Now, my cry lore isn't really that up to snuff, I would say. The grandfather is dead, I know that. But I don't know how or when. And I don't know if I should be knowing. You know, if I should be knowing actually more about her grandfather, you're very welcome to post it in a comment. No, because I'm really intrigued about what we actually know already about her grandfather, because he and his letters seem to be a big motivation for her to go there, and Kryne is probably also going to play a rather big role, I would say, hopefully. Also, actually, absolutely love that she has her hood off. I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't mind the Pikachu. I don't... Wait, doesn't she... Does she not have the hood anymore? Wow, is it really that long that I've seen her? Beautiful hairstyle. The game is afoot. Grahatia appears equal parts bewildered and excited. A chance to see not only Tural, but the fabled Golden City besides. This is the stuff of grand adventures, my friend. Which is not to say you should hastily accept this invitation, mate. I already did 6 times. There's still a great deal we do not know. I don't care. That's what adventure is about. What should I be afraid of, right? I have literally... Dude, I know you weren't there. But trust me, I've literally stood at the end of the freaking universe and fought the most formidable foes and despair itself. The frick, what should I be afraid of right now in this moment? I know there's probably gonna be stuff. I'm still just a small adventurer. This is, well, it's actually not Dark Souls where every rat could actually kill you. And I'm sure there's beasts over there that could actually kill me, which is funny if you think about it. You know, like, we're gonna go up to a level 100. There's gonna be bosses and monsters there that are actually stronger than despair itself at the end of the universe. Let's not think too much about that. But let us begin to rectify that by first getting acquainted with our visitor and in the manner she suggests. Sure. I'm not certain what might be a suitable location for her hunt, however. When I was at the guild earlier, which one, the Gleaners Guild or the Hunters Guild? I learned about a petition from researchers on the Isle of Harm. Oh, we've been there. Oh, I like it when they reuse dungeons for solo duties. We went there not... I'm assuming it's a solo duty. I mean, it might also be... I'm pretty sure it's not a dungeon because it can queue into expert, right? But it might be trial somewhere? I'm assuming it's just going to be a solo duty. He went there not long ago and culled some unruly fauna, of course, but according to recent reports, other ordinarily docile fauna have grown savage. It's believed that they've been unsettled by some manner of predator, and so the researchers seek assistance with identifying and dispatching it. As part of your hunt, perhaps you might answer the petition? Sure, sounds good. Ooh. The isle isn't far, and we would also be helping those in need. Hey, isn't that exactly what adventurers are for? Onward to adventure! Works for me. Just so you know, I've honed my skills against some of the fiercest beasts in Tural. Whatever this creature is, it had better be able to put up a proper fight, or it'll end before we have the chance to get acquainted. That we, we can have a drink afterwards and just, like, walk over that to get acquainted, I guess. And of course, a hearty meal, because that's what warriors do. They fight, they kill, they eat and drink. And then do other things that, like adventurers and soldiers and warriors and stuff do like. And before we can prove ourselves capable and dependable companions, you need a job switch! Come on, show us your beautiful... What's it actually called? Dang. Paintbrush! It eluded my mind for a moment. My apologies, but I must see to some preparations. Pray go on ahead to the isle. I will join you as soon as possible. Oh, are we gonna see her in her Pictomancer outfit already now? Ooh! I have to say, I don't really recall the timeline of when this patch released, and also the next part of the patch, of course, because it was a two-part patch, right? Maybe, no, it wasn't. It was just 655, right? Yeah, because I think 6.5 was still the goal-based org, right? But yeah, I don't know if the full Dawntrail cinematic trailer actually released before this or after this, because it was the full trailer when we've seen Hrothgal for the first time, right? Also the Pictomancer reveal, of course, so I'm not sure if we already know that she's gonna be a Pictomancer here or not, but I'm assuming we do know that it is. If the rest of you are ready, let us head to the harbor. This being guild ship business, it should be simple enough to secure a vessel. Quest accepted. Well, here we are. I can already see that it's gonna be a solo duty. I like that. We have the loan of a ship from one of the captains, a cheery fellow. I can operate the vessel, so we don't need to trouble him to take us. Kyle was acting a little strange, don't you think? This is just a simple hunt. I wonder what preparation she needs to make. Well, she needs to actually train herself in fighting, because she's never fought with us, I think. So we have to take a ship. And I've barely set foot on dry land. Oh, thank God. I get motion sick so hard. But I'm not sure if she's talking about motion sickness here, but that's absolutely me. I would absolutely be like, no, please, not again. Oh well, I suppose it's for a good cause. A hunt. Come on, let's get going. Upon boarding the ship... Oh, God. Good start into this video series, Dawntrail video series. Upon boarding the ship, several cutscenes will play in sequence. It is recommended that these are decided sufficient time to view these cutscenes in, well, these scenes, not cutscenes, in their entirety. Yep, battle, okay. Let's go! God, the Isle of Wall. It's actually been a while since I last did.
We must walk.
Since I last did daily expert dungeons, right? But it's already been enough. I've seen enough of this dungeon, thank you. But it's gonna be different, so that's gonna be fine. Come on, stay there.
So much ice. It rivals even Yogg-Tural.
Well, actually, that's not a lot of ice, but okay.
Oh, a white bear! I wonder what it tastes like.
Probably like chicken, because everything that you don't know how it tastes like chicken.
Remember, we're here to deal with creatures that have been deemed an unacceptable danger. Do not attack anything else unprovoked.
He's like, I wanna eat it. I wanna slaughter it.
I know.
Oh no, they're coming straight at us. We gotta defend ourselves. A little South Park here.
So this is the isle where ether literally bursts forth.
What, you don't have any one of those over at your place? That's pretty normal over here, you
The
know.
Isle of Ham. The geysers lie deep inland, however.
You really are knowledgeable. Kona told me nothing about this place.
That's kind of... Oh no, actually that's the story behind, right? I was just saying that it was kind of interesting that we used this to open the gate to the 13th. Actually to strengthen the gate. Oh yeah, the big gate, right? For Retro to fly through, right? But we didn't use it to power the spaceship in Endwalker. But then I just remembered that was the original plan, right? That was what the Shallians wanted to do. They wanted to siphon the ether here and kill the tanks of the spaceship with it. The Ragnarok, I guess.
I doubt your brother managed to come out this way. He's
Your brother?
toured facilities like Labyrinthos, however.
Wait, did I just miss some part of dialogue?
The great big cavern under the city. It's amazing that they could make a sky down there complete with a sun.
Why was he suddenly talking about a brother? Dang, I might have missed something there, sorry. Ignored it.
This brother of yours, he has been to Sharlayan.
The missing anti-aliasing in the background, please, in the shadows. Oh yeah, shadows are gonna improve a lot, I think, in Dawntrail, right? So actually, don't ignore the missing anti-aliasing on the shadows. Enjoy them to your fullest, because it seems they will be gone. Yay! With the graphics update. At least I hope so. His brother.
Yes. Kona's my
Oh yeah,
second older
Kona.
brother. And until recently, he was a student in the city.
I'm assuming that's the glasses wearing Mikote that we've seen in the launch trailer.
He went on and on about technological amusements. It made me want to come here too one day.
Technological amusements? Like games?
And so I did. I think I understood something of how he felt when I set foot in his beloved studium.
You, you don't seem the type to me that would enjoy, you know, like walking into a facility of education. At least not, you know, like
He went to the
lectural
studium.
education.
Your brother must be quite a scholar. But I wonder.
Maybe he's a
you,
sage,
he'd
not
be
a scholar.
royalty,
Haha.
yes? With such a personage coming to Sharlayan to receive an education would surely have caused a stir, yet I recall nothing of the sort.
Are they considered royalty? I kind of wonder. Well, she didn't say that anybody could enter the contest of succession, right? Because if you have a contest, you know, like royalty is usually, I mean, the ones who are not currently sitting on a throne are only considered royalty because they might be succeeding. Well, I mean, they also might be succeeding if they take part in the right of succession, right? So, yeah, I guess it counts as royalty. Yes, that's the kind of thoughts I have when I play through this game. It's like I know it's totally unrelated to the story, but it's like I'll get hung up on those things every now and then.
He consulted with the head of the studium beforehand that his identity might remain secret.
Surprise.
Being Mikote, he had no trouble blending in. He's adopted like me, you see.
I do wonder how many of the already established races we're gonna see in Tural, actually. Because so far in the trailers we've mostly seen Mamulja, well, and the new beast tribes and stuff, right? Well, I think there was some Yumes and even at least one Mikote in the trailer, right? But those looked like, especially the Yumes, I think looked like more like tourists from Ratsatan, actually. Well, maybe they have the same clothing style in Ra, but they did look more like tourists, actually. I wonder how many of the established races are actually, you know, like also widely be seen in Tural.
One time, though, he almost let it slip to a professor. It was all he could do to parry the barrage of questions.
How would he just let that slip? Do you know who I am? Do you know who you're talking to? No? Well, it better remain that way. I see myself out, Sir Professor Dumbledore.
Having no shortage of questions myself, I can imagine.
Ask
Hi,
whatever
I'm
you
still
like.
here.
I don't mind. But I maintain hunting together is the best way to get to know someone.
That's also the way I get to know people in this game. You know, just go on a raid together, I guess.
The researchers should be up ahead. Let's find them and learn what we can.
Well, it might probably look different on your screen anyways, so... And maybe we don't even need to do anything on the ice part, right? Ha! We skipped it. Nice. Thank you. They heard me.
The researchers should be just ahead.
Sure. Let me move, please.
There. The building to the northeast.
Also, enemies.
So, ordinarily harmless creatures have grown savage.
They look pretty much the same as
Got them
the one in the
riled
normal
up,
dungeon.
But I'll take down any that thinks to try me. Right. Let's hunt
Come on.
uphill.
Hey, please. Not stand in the middle of them. So that I can actually hit all of them with my targeted AoE circles of damage. Oh, it's fine. It's fine with the normal AoE, of course, but you know, like when I do Carton, which of course is targeted, it's annoying because it doesn't hit them all.
Look! Someone's in trouble.
Someone help! Don't just stand there, stupid survivor.
My axe.
These animals are usually so docile.
Well, now they aren't anymore. Not even the sheep! Even the sheep attack us. I like it. Bah! The sheep of doom have come. Reminds me on Worms. With the exploding sheeps, right? Are you alright? Yes, thank you. Speak with hot-pressed surveyor. Oh, surveyor, not survivor. Oh yeah, survivor would have been dark. You know, like everything going to shite already again. Oh, thank goodness you've come. I take it you're the one who answered a petition. Huh. Wait, aren't you? You are? Yomi, the adventurer saved our star. Not only our star, please, I saved the whole universe. Okay, can we agree on that, please? Thank you. You know, I'm usually very humble, but sometimes you need to clarify things. But our meeting was under better circumstances. I was conducting a routine inspection of the transporter here when I suddenly found myself surrounded. Suddenly. They all appeared around me and they all were slavering. Brains. And the sheep were like, binds. I find more of the same across the chasm. Once docile animals grown strangely aggressive. My colleagues there can tell you more. Well, if you know that they're suddenly strangely aggressive, then why do you just walk out like this without any kinds of protection? Because you're such smart people, I guess. If you'll give me just a moment, I can finish checking our equipment. Ah!
You really are famous.
Yeah, I am. I'm kind of sad that, you know...
And for good reason, as you'll soon see for yourself.
Well, I mean, our story is slowly spreading to all the other continents, I guess, right? By the time we get to Meracidia... There, it should be safe to cross now. Let's go! By the time we arrive at Meracidia, they're all gonna know who we are. They'll be like, whoa, it's Yomi, the great pink ninja. That saved
Quite an interesting contraption
Troll.
you've got here.
Oh yeah, I kind of like this one, actually. I would never do this in real life. You know, like... well, it might actually be that it binds your hands to the ethereal string or whatever it is, right? But if I would actually have to hold myself to not fall down... And the funny thing is, I'm Swiss, right? And I like to go hiking, I like to go...
Is that our petitioner?
Slaying. Slaying?
Let's go
Sledding?
have a chat.
Sledding. I guess is the correct word in winter. So yeah, I'm absolutely used to traveling in gondolas and cable cars. But I don't like it. Imagining this, if I would have to use my actual body's strength to not fall into my own death. Yeah, seems like a nice contraption. If you come to answer the petition, you should speak with my colleague here. But I wanted to know your opinion as well, you know? I'm very sociable. Not really. The adventurer come to come to answer my petition, I presume. We are most fortunate to have one of your considerable skill here to aid us. A creature of unknown origins has been sighted on the island in recent days, and we believe its presence has affected the local fauna. The animals beyond this gate are the worst affected we've encountered thus far, though we dare not go back. Your task is to quell any threats you find and search for traces of the beasts responsible for all of this. Ah, it's gonna be a blasphemy, right? Oh wait, no, those are actually long gone. If you should find anything at all, we would be most grateful if you would share it with us. Let's get started!
I'll handle this.
Just a second, I need get my hood on going. For the last few times. I'm actually kind of happy that we don't have show off. Ooh.
Is that all?
No, not impressive. Don't be impressed by her. You need to be impressed by me, not her, Gra.
Let's pick up the creature's trail.
I'm kind of happy that Hudon is gone in Dawntrail. That's not really gone, but you know, like it's the same as they did with Greased Lightning for the Monk, right? It's just a passive. Struck down defending its territory, most likely. You find ravaged beast remains, torn to shreds by sharp talons.
These claw marks. I've seen their like before.
Okay, interesting. You mustn't let any more creatures come to harm.
Proper hunt.
I mean, I don't know about you, but what I call a hunt usually is just, you know, like 50 people flying somewhere, slaughtering something in 10 seconds, and then teleporting somewhere else. You might have very different experiences of a hunt. And now you're just standing here, but obviously the thing we should be looking at is over here. The beast's feathers, eh? Well, it has talons. We already established that, so it probably has feathers as well. What are these? You find feathers. Oh no. Oh no. It's red chocobo feathers. It's the red chocobos all over again. Oh! What a throwback to Stormblood. What event? What's that actually? I don't even remember what event that was. I just remember everybody dying to meet here. You find feathers are scattered about the ground. There are signs of a fierce struggle.
But did they belong to the predator or the prey?
Oh, I didn't even... I was just in...
So, how do you prefer our prey? Roasted or raw?
Roasted, thank you.
You presume it's even safe to eat?
I mean, it's a bird, right? So we get some wings. How many strange plants you have here? Yeah, that, you know, like... Oh, that smell really... Do I have to... Hey, Vuklamat, you wanted to go on this hunt, right? Could you please... You know, like, analyze that pile of dung over there, please? Why do I have to... Why do I have us... Do they have this doing this again? Graha, no. Arenville. Arenville, please, please, come on. You're a gleaner. You know how to handle... Okay, whatever. The cloying stench of fresh leavings assails your nostrils. Whatever beast left them is likely still close by.
Still
Oh, we're not
fresh.
diving into them. Okay.
Whatever this beast, it cannot be far.
I just assumed because that's what we usually have to do when there's dung left behind, right? Even more.
They're upset we disturbed their home.
Kinda intriguing. Why do they attack us, actually?
Who knows? If they're spoiling for a fight, then they've got one.
I mean, that's what we're here. That's what we are about to find out.
Let's head back and report what we found.
Yeah, a pile of shite. Oh, okay. That's surely interesting to researchers, I guess. Interesting enough for a cutscene, I guess. Come here, birdie, birdie, bird. But that doesn't have red feathers. No red.
Powerful wings and razor sharp talons. Worthy prey.
No red chocobo. Dodged the bullet there. Oh god, never mind.
What is that thing?
That's the thing we're after. Nice. Giant colibri.
It speaks?
No, it just repeats the noises you make. Probably. It doesn't even... Come on, why are you flying away? Why can't we just get rid of you right here, right now?
It's heading towards the falls.
Thank you for
I'll
pointing
stay
that
with
out.
the
Literally
researchers.
pointing that out,
The
Graham.
creature, I leave to you.
Of course. You
Come,
know,
Diplomat.
researchers are gonna need the help of a trained cleaner. I leave the fighting to you. Why she's... Why is she so flabbergasted? It's just a big bird. Cinematics on this are cool.
Just so we're clear, I wasn't startled by the beast earlier. It caught me by surprise, that's all.
Right. Right, Stark. Right. You were not afraid at all. Well, no, actually, Stark always agrees that he's afraid. So, maybe you should learn something from him. I am looking forward to seeing how graphic updates and the engine updates are gonna affect the cinematography and the cutscenes, right?
Forgive me, but I failed to see a difference.
I'm getting hungry. Let's be done with this so we can eat.
See, I told you that's what we're gonna do after the hunt. After the hunt, you go and eat and drink and other things. Socialize. I was talking about socializing. I like this guy.
Think you're clever, huh? I'll rip off that beak and roast you on a spit!
Kind of interesting that, you know, like the trailers so far gave the impression that Vuklamat might actually be the weakest of the... Overall, the weakest of the contestants for the throne, right? So why are we helping her? I mean, just because she was the first one here? It's kind of like... I mean, sure, I'm sure she's gonna make a great leader because, you know, like, that's how the writers are gonna write her, right? But if it was just like, you know, like, shouldn't the contest be about... Well, I guess it's also gathering strong party members around you is probably also a skill of leadership, right? So, I don't know. But I mean, a contest is meant to, you know, like, gauge your abilities, right? So, well, whatever. Not gonna think about too much about it. I like that they wait for me to finish my train of thought here before we actually attack.
Talk all you like, Bird. I'm going to have the last laugh. Oh, I'm going to enjoy sinking my teeth into you.
Kind of funny how she's not startled anymore at all, right? Wind unbound. Knockback? Nope, just damage.
Shut up already, you blasted bird!
I read a completely different word there, not bird. But it also started with D and I. I like seeing Graha as a black mage over there. Usually he's more of a tank or healer when he's in my party. Attacking Flurry.
Look out!
Look out!
I've never seen such an enormous colibri.
That's early. A little late to say. Sticky spit.
Not good. Quickly, gather together.
I can't move. Who's gonna help us? Vuklamat. Thank you. Now what? Hello, please? Okay, thank you. Very nice of you.
That was too close.
Also, it was right in my thing. I was right in my burst window. I don't like that. Really? Please! Ah, dang. Don't you zoom away from me like that.
Spread out, everyone.
Oh, come on! Just when my... Aww. Now what? Really? 30 seconds for that? Oh yeah, maybe I should say Graha first, just, you know, like, I've known him. Oh, it was Graha. I didn't realize. I thought it was Vuklamat I was saving first. And again. Because, of course, why would he do anything else than that? Oh, come on. Ruffling of feathers. I don't think I've seen that before. Flip the wings. Sure. Why wouldn't we? Try aiming for its wings, that's what I'm doing! Also, I think we're taking different wings. So maybe I should switch over to this one.
Try this.
Maybe not. It's not gonna matter at all, because Vuklamat is just doing it on her own. Then why was she so startled before?
Now, you loudmouth bastard!
Tutti completa. Tutti completa. I'm having fun. Obviously.
And I had barely limbered up.
Yeah, now you're the big talk.
It was a terrible foe, but no match for your axe.
He just knows how to speak to girls.
Only to be expected.
I do wonder if they took inspiration from Freerun, actually. Probably not, because Freerun didn't release that long ago, right? Well, the anime for sure not. The anime Freerun released like September 2023, right? But the manga was around a little longer, I guess. I just wanted to say she's basically Doc from Freerun. Except for the fact that she doesn't acknowledge the fact that was afraid of the bird, right?
You were pretty impressive yourselves. I was right to invite you on a hunt.
Well, and she's also a little more
But what a curious bird that was.
on the nose about
Though
everything.
we have similar in Tural, they don't grow so big or use such dirty tricks.
Look behind you! That's so good.
Aye, dirty and despicable. Otherwise, I could have easily...
You didn't cut off its head. Why didn't you cut off its head?
Leave this to me.
I'm gonna paint a picture of it.
Have at you.
Sparkles! And it's dead. I think they really have to use the Moogle spell for that. Why not a hammer or something? Why the Moogle? Come on. Oh no, she has her Pikachu ears again.
Terribly sorry to have kept you all waiting.
I like your hairstyle so much.
She arrived as I was seeing the researchers to safety. It was all I could do to keep up with her after I explained what happened.
It's kind of weird to see her in a
So this is what you meant by seeing to preparations?
coat that only goes to her waistline, right? Because she usually had a longer coat. And now she gives me so much more of a Tataru vibe than before. She's a little meh.
After hearing of the contest, I thought how wonderful it would be to join you. In coming here, I wanted to demonstrate my skill at arms to Wuklamat. Alas, it seems I missed most of the action.
But you did the most important hit. You killed it. You literally kill-stealed it. You got all the credit. That was amazing.
The peace didn't
Pre-watched.
stand a chance.
Pre-watched. Absolutely pre-watched.
I'm glad to have been of service.
Why did it have why did it have to be the Mugu spell? Come on. There's more impressive cinematic spells in the Pictomancer arsenal, right?
May I ask what inspired this change?
At least, no, actually, I think when we saw it in the video, it actually looked a lot more impressive than it just looked now. When they used the Moogle spell, so.
You will recall the time you descended to the ethereal sea in search of Hydaelyn.
Yes, vividly.
Recognizing that my skills were inadequate, I chose to provide support from afar rather than join you.
Well, someone had to do it, right?
It was the same when you
At least
set
that was
forth
what they
for
said back
Ultima
then.
Thule. How it pained me to stay behind again and again.
And it pained us that you couldn't be with us, Trial. But now she can! Yes! But did it say that the science will be divided in who they will be helping? Now that I think about it, actually maybe we are the ones helping Wuklamat, and maybe others will be more interesting to help him other combatants? I'm not even sure. Maybe that's gonna be how it is. I was just about to say, if it's gonna happen that, you know, like they are more or less splitting up, and we have to decide which ones to follow, although I don't think that's gonna happen because it'd be a really difficult to write story. What I'm trying to say is, I'm gonna follow Kryl anywhere, doesn't matter who she's following or what she's doing. Just so we're already clear on that.
That's what inspired this change. Ever since the final days were averted, I've used every spare moment to hone my craft.
There you can see how inspirational the work of the Warrior of Light is, right? Inspiring everyone to pick up arms.
As you all have adapted your methods to suit
paintbrushes.
the circumstances, I started by considering how I might best contribute.
And it's Pictomancy. Oh yeah, Pictomancy. Oh yeah, that's a thing that we've already known about in Realm Reborn, of course. You know, like Pictomancy has always been there. It's forbidden historical art that sometimes, you know, like people do. And Pictomancy, yeah, I know a lot of Pictomancy. All my friends have been Pictomancers. Yeah, sure.
And after much deliberation,
I do wonder if
arrived at
there's
my answer.
if it's gonna be like that, or if it's actually gonna be like, you know, like this is a very new thing in Magic. It only just sprouted up not too long ago. It's a spring. Yay. This is so cool.
With the esoteric art passed down by the legendary Archon realm, Pictomancy.
Oh, actually, Realm. I have not played, what was it, Final Fantasy VI. Huh, okay. Wait, what, really? Late Final Fantasy VI, no? I think I haven't finished it, but I've played a lot of it. Have I met her? Maybe I have met her, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I've finished Final Fantasy VI or not, it's been a while. But I've played a great part of it, at least. But yeah, there we go, it's a legendary art. Oh, we all know it's been there since the dawn of time. Why do we just hear it now about it?
As
Because...
I recall, you have embraced versatility to effectively complement a certain someone's style. What I do is much the same. Like you, I don't want to be left behind.
Now that she says it, Graha did actually train in all roles just so that they could go on adventures with us, right?
I must say, you appear to be especially keen on being involved in the ritual of succession. Is there any particular
He
reason?
wants to see the gold! The city of gold, of course, not the gold, no.
Yes, there is. This letter from Tuli Yolal.
From my grandfather.
It was addressed to my grandfather Galuf and turned
Oh, it
up
was
among
addressed
the
to him.
students' archives.
Not the other way around. Huh.
The ink was faded, so I couldn't fully make out the sender's name.
Galul.
Galul, someone.
I think we had someone called Galul, or sounding similar to Galul in the launch trailer, right? Or they talked about it in the live letter. Might have been the blue one, right? The one that seems to be the blue double-headed one. Or maybe it's actually the chief. I'm not sure.
Jaja. Gulul Jaja.
Gulul Jaja. Oh no,
That's
it's
my
her father. Okay.
The Dawn servant.
Gulul Jaja.
What does the letter say?
While much of it isn't legible, it appears to be a request to investigate the Golden City.
So he desperately wants to get access to the Golden City. For some reason.
To investigate the Golden City? From the Dawn servant himself?
Well, well. Seems it may be more than a rumor after all.
But why would he know if you don't know? Wouldn't he tell you? I mean, why would he
Being
make
a
it part of the
member royal
contest if
family,
he wouldn't know?
It was my hope that you could confirm the authenticity of this letter.
That's my
I can
papa's
say for a
handwriting.
fact that my father didn't write this.
Didn't. Interesting.
Given how culturally diverse Tuliyollal is, it was decided some time ago that a common language was needed. But instead of elevating an existing tongue and its speakers above all others, we looked to those widely spoken overseas and created an altogether new one.
Interesting.
The similarities to your common tongue also make it quite easy to communicate in these situations, no? This letter,
What a coincidence.
however, is entirely
Convenient.
in Eorzean. If Father had written this, he would have been in Turali. And what's more, it bears a wax seal. We don't bother with them.
So the letter is fraudulent then?
Who sent it then? Huh.
I didn't mean to say that. My father's signature is genuine, as far as I can tell, so perhaps he simply dictated it.
Or that.
I see.
Intriguing.
Oh, thank you for the confirmation.
Gotta keep that in mind.
It seems my grandfather indeed had dealings with Tuli Yolal.
I wonder if they're gonna get back at this. Once we meet Gulul Jaja.
I can't help but be curious as to what exactly he was doing there. In order to help us decide on a course of action, would you mind if I asked you some questions about your home?
By all means. After all, learning about one another was the purpose of this hunt. We can talk while feasting on this fellow. I, for one, am starving.
Hot wings!
We're eating that.
No, don't look like that, Graha. Come on. You're gonna get your tacos early enough. Soon enough. Thanks to Wuklamat, we now know who sent the letter to grandfather, among other things. No, we don't know who sent it. We just know it wasn't her dad. Well, it wasn't her dad reading it. Writing it. But we don't know that for sure. So if he was actually the one dictating it. Even though she said, well, someone could have just forged the signature, right, I guess. But many questions still remain. Yeah, exactly. I understand Cryer's feeling all too well. The desire to do one's part. It can be daunting to try and keep up, but nothing will change unless we take the first step. What an exciting hunt that was! Yeah, You can see you shiver from excitement there, right? And now it's time to savor the reward. Although, you know, like, fear is totally natural. Fear is a good thing. Not only does it, you know, like, keep you alive by running away from things, but it also pumps adrenaline through your body, right? Which also helps in fighting, so fear is a good thing. As long as it doesn't, you know, like, paralyze you, because that might also happen. That's like when the fear level is too high, you get paralyzed because your body is basically giving up, right? It's like, okay, you're dead. So it wants to make it as painless as possible, right? So it just shuts down. With the wildlife pacified and the researchers safe, our task is complete. It just leaves the matter of the colibri meat. For better or for worse, there's really only one place we can take it to here in Shalayan, the last stand, of course. Let's go to Starbucks. Come, let us see what Dickon can cook up for us. Oh yeah, we let him cook. Hi, Dickon. Well now, there's a famished face if I've ever seen one. What can I get you, Yummy? This big colibri wings. Hot, please. Oh, bird meat from the hunt, you say? Leave it to me. I have just the recipe. It's a new dish I recently learned from some sailors, and for you lot, it's on the house. Have as much as you like. What do you mean on the house? It's our meat. It's literally our meat that we bring to you. Well, I guess you could take some money for the cooking. You know, we're just gonna allow you to serve it to other people as well. So we're fine, right? Actually, he should pay us then. That doesn't look like chicken wings.
Come. Let's enjoy the bounty of our first outing together.
It's more like steak, but okay.
I'd heard that Charlayan cuisine was terrible, but this is fantastic.
Yeah, this is the only place that is actually good. Also, that was very smooth. With how she took a bite of the meat, that was actually really good. You know, the animation. Even better.
What is this? Oh, it smells...
Hot wings it is! Yes, it's the world famous Dickens barbecue hot sauce.
Oh, come now. Since when did you become so soft? It's not like we don't have spicy food in Tural, too.
I like started doing these things when characters actually interact with movable objects, right? In Shadowbringers, I think, right? When we saw like them pouring water into a glass. I think that was when they dropped the PS3 support, right? But this one, her eating the meat actually looked so much smoother than, for example, the bite that Grahad took out of the hamburger, right? In Endwalker.
According to Dickon, intensely hot dishes have become popular in Razadhan after
Oh,
a traveller ordered a curry with several times the usual amount of spice.
Oops. Sorry.
So he started offering the same in order to please the growing Harnish population here in Sharlayan.
Was us, right? I do remember that. I do remember a scene where we were eating there, right? And I think we took like the very, very spicy hot spicy curry. Then again, of course, I'm not sure if he's referring to us. But yeah, if it's not just hot but Indian hot. I can already feel it burning my tongue.
It's nothing I can't handle.
You want some milk? Boklamat? I guess it also helps.
Your boorish
Probably not.
manners reflect poorly on the both of us. I wish you would consider your station.
Fine.
I swear, sometimes it feels like you open your mouth only to criticize.
But enjoy yourself every now and then.
Would I be correct in assuming you've known each other for a long time?
Aye, thick as thieves since we were little.
I beg to differ. She is a long-standing acquaintance. Nothing more.
Why is he so ashamed of his relationship to her?
I see. I see.
Just because she doesn't have... Well, it's not even that bad. Not like she's
All this
spitting her
time you were from
food all around.
Tural. Oh, would that I had known sooner. There's so much I'd like to ask.
You and everyone else. I've kept it quiet so as to avoid the endless interrogations.
Well, if he's going to be a miser, I'll be happy to tell you about our homeland instead.
Just looking what's served on the table. Yes, not even wings. What did they do to the wings? It's the best part of the bird. Come on.
Since ancient times, many peoples have called Tural home, and they've been fighting each other for nearly as long.
As everywhere else on the planet.
The fighting finally stopped some 80 years ago, when the reigning Dawn Servant unified the disparate communities and founded a new nation.
I think in the official lore that's even before Garlemald, right? I think Garlemald is like 50 years ago. Right? I might be totally wrong on that. Let's see. I mean, of course, it was founded by Solus, well, Emmetsag, who's the grandfather of the current emperor, right? So 50 years should be correct, yeah. Blah 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 blah. I'm just gonna assume my memory is correct on that. So that's even before that. Interesting. They were more civilized than we were.
That's how Tuliolal came to be.
Since then, we've enjoyed an era of uninterrupted peace.
What's a Dawn Servant then? I would have been assuming that Dawn Servant was just, you know, like the title of the ruler of Tuliolal. But as it seems, the title of Dawn Servant already existed before Tuliolal was founded, right? Oh. So it's not just a title. Well, it's not just a title by the current people. So it goes back even further. Interesting.
But my father is getting old, and he wishes to relinquish the throne to a worthy successor. One who can preserve his legacy.
Also an interesting bit, because I think like the first times we see in the trailer for Dawntrail, you know, like the first parts we've seen of the trailer where we saw the Warrior of Light fighting Galul Jaja, it didn't really look like Galul Jaja would be willingly give up his throne, right? At least to me it didn't make the impression, but obviously we know that now that he is resigning on his own will, as it seems.
Including myself, there are 4 claimants to the
Which
throne.
raises the question, why
But
does
while
Warrior
we
of Light
all
fight
have the
against
right
him?
to participate, one among us cannot be allowed to rule.
Ah, that's why. See, that's why we're gonna help her. 4 claimants, interesting. So, I guess it is only it's not everyone who is allowed to enter the contest, really just the ones who has adopted, well, basically part of the royal family, right? 4 of them, interesting. Her, the Mikote, the blue Mamulja, who's the 4th? I'm not sure we know that. Maybe I've missed that in the launch trailer? Because I'm assuming she's talking about the blue Mamulja, because that one seemed to be the most unfitting one. Who's the last? Is it a girl? The mysterious girl? The enigmatic maiden? Or just someone I forgot from the trailer? Maybe him! Aaron will.
Too ambitious by half.
Probably not.
Word of the Garlean Empire's collapse has reached Tural. While most are simply relieved, he sees weakness to exploit and would lead our armies across the seas on a campaign of conquest.
That sounds a little overambitious. Not just because of ethics, but how would he do that? You know, like without Sharlayan and the Eorzea getting involved. Well,
After everything my father has
Megalomaniac,
done to give us
I guess.
peace, he would drag us back into war.
And everybody else.
I can't allow it.
And we can allow
No
it
matter
because peace is what we
I
want, right?
must win this contest.
Kind of funny how she says, I must. Even though she just said there's 4 of them who are allowed to compete for the throne. And only one of them is not allowed to rule. So, you know, like, why must it be you? It could also be one of the others, of the other the other two, right? If I understood that correctly, but just nitpicking, I guess. But you know, you could team up against the one, I guess.
I understand your reasons.
And build a
this being
triumvirate.
an event that will dictate the course of your nation's future. Is it appropriate for outsiders like us to be involved?
Asking the right questions here. Triumvirate side's actually pretty interesting. Because she for sure is not scholarly type, right? But the Miko de one Kona, I think was the name, right? Would probably much more fit some roles that leading in parts entails.
Oh, it's more than appropriate. The Dawn Servant himself expressly encourages it.
Why?
The ruler of Tural must navigate the intricacies of myriad cultures, and there's no better way to prove oneself qualified to do so than to work with foreign allies.
Okay. Which was basically what I
That's
was
why
thinking.
I sought you out.
about.
Through our hunt, I've confirmed
Tomasi.
that you're a warrior of considerable skill, but more importantly, one of good character as well.
How did you find that through the hunt? Because we helped people who needed it? Well, that was mostly Garaha's idea. I was just there for the kill, you know, like I am just like, hot wings, hell yeah!
And so I ask you, will you lend me your strength and help me win the throne of Tulihualal?
I'd like to meet the others first, to be honest. I mean, she's got, you know, like the heart for it, I guess, but leadership, leading a nation isn't just not that easy, right? When I started Dawntrail, I was like, that, you know, like the scholarly looking Mikote looks like could make a good leader, but maybe he's the one who's shouldn't be allowed to rule. I don't know. But I kind of feel like maybe she should, you know, like team up with others. Because I also said that Galulja, who has 2 heads, right, has like basically both heads are different aspects, right? One is like the aspect of wisdom, basically, and the other is the one of, I don't remember what he was, but martial arts or something like that, which is what is missing to her, right? I think so. Maybe that's actually what it concludes in, right? That she's not gonna rule alone, but you know, like they're all gonna rule together, which to me, at least currently, would make more sense than just her. Well, I guess she could still have, of course, advisors and stuff, right? It's normal for a ruler to have, right? Yeah, okay, whatever. But I'm still like, I would like to meet the others first, to be honest. Just because you're the first one that got to us, it's not like I just have to help you because you're the first one, right? You seem like a nice person, but I don't know if you're fit for leadership, for nation.
But I will need you if I'm to triumph over the competition.
Why?
I'll stay here as long as I can while waiting for your answer.
That's my problem right now. So why do you need me? Because if you say you need me to, or I'm assuming she's only talking about me in this moment. If you're saying you need me specifically to win this contest, like, why don't the others need me? Are you just telling me that you're the one that is the weakest of all of the 4? Are you telling me that we're the one that is most unfit, so you need a very strong companion? Or, well, very strong companions? Are you saying that the others might have more companions? It's kind of weird. Why do you specifically need me? I mean, don't get me wrong. It's of course I would be like, come on, the Warrior of Light, the one that bested Xenos, the one that saved us from the evil little bird girl. Of course, it's like who wouldn't say yes to that, right? To help from the big great Warrior of Light. But if she's like, I need you. If you don't get you, I'm not gonna win. You know, if I can't get you, I just need to find other people that help me, I guess. So why do you specifically need me?
In that case, allow us to prepare a room for you at the Baldessian Annex.
What do you do when I say no? You're gonna go home and be like, oh, well, I give up.
That's very kind of you.
Meat.
Oh, and one more thing. Once we finish eating, would you mind if I took the rest of the meat?
I already promised it to Dickon, sorry. Also, when you're finished eating, how would you be still eating? Because then you didn't finish. Judging by Vuklamat's reaction, it appears Turali cuisine isn't excessively fiery. Yeah. Well, she calmed down pretty quickly, to say. Whether Vuklamat has the makings of a ruler, I couldn't say. Yeah, exactly. That's my issue as well. But I do know that she deeply cares for her nation and the people. I also realize that. Which is why I'm like, I'm not saying no, but I'm also not saying yes right now. Whether you choose to help her, though, is for you and you alone to decide. Think on it, but I'm pretty sure that's not gonna be up to me to decide. If it actually is gonna be up to me and not the game forcing me to actually do it, then wow, that would be respectable. But probably not. It's not a single-player game. Now then, it's past time I reported our mission success to the guild ship. I would have done so sooner, except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. Let me read that again. Except Her Highness needed to have her royal meal. It was pretty royal, though. Regal. I shall come by the annex later. Till then. Oh, Baba Ganoush, nice. Coming dawn. Grahatia is mulling over what you have learned of Vuklamat and her plan. Well, I dare say we now have a fair grasp of Vuklamat's situation. Though you've been afforded time to consider her invitation, why not use it to learn more about Tural? Numenon is bound to have some information on the continent. I think that's a good idea. Just the thought of burying myself in books is making me feel sleepy. Actually, I'm pretty sleepy, but yeah, we're gonna finish with that quest. It certainly wouldn't hurt to be better informed. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm interested in. Quite right, not only would it help you to make an informed decision, but if you do choose to go, you would be better prepared for what awaits. Come, my friend, let us be off to the archives. Oh no, are we gonna have to look at 10 different books again and pick the right one? You know, like the first time we got here in Endwalker with Nuncrip's Arc. Principles of blue magic and spell acquisition. Yeah, that's probably not the thing. The origins of blue magic can be traced back to the esoteric practices of the Wallachwi, a tribe in the distant continent of Tural. Well, okay, also some Tural lore. The tribe holds nature in the highest, and in seeking to cultivate a spiritual connection with it, they have learned to harness the power of the wildlife around them. Fun fact, I have not even unlocked Blue Mage with this character yet, now that I think about it. I think I've played until 50 on my first character. Maybe not even 50. I've never really played a lot of Blue Mage. Maybe I should do that. Like before Beastmaster releases, right? In exchange for teaching them the common tongue, I was permitted to live among them and train in their ways. Those days were some of the most grueling I remember, but they were tremendously rewarding. For instance, I had the privilege of visiting Lapis Canyon, tribe's sacred grounds. It is so named for the cerulean deposit that wells up to the surface, turning the entire canyon brilliant blue. I think we've seen that in trailers. Under a shaman's watchful eye, I finally managed to master the Wallachwi's art and make the animal's powers my own. As no name existed for it in the common tongue, I took the liberty of naming it Blue Magic because of the lapis blue. I get it. The reason I chose this color, as you will have doubtlessly gleaned, is for the significance it holds to the Wallachwi. I cannot think of a name more fitting to honor the people from whom this noble magic was born. Leatherbound Book. Lines in the Sand, the Geopolitics of Hydaelyn. Let us begin by comparing the geographical characteristics of the 3 great continents and Tural. The 3 great continents and Tural? Is it Eorzea, Garlemald, and Lothard? Is that the 3 great continents? Probably, right? Oh, it's not called Garlemald, it's... I don't remember. Yeah, it does have a different name, right? Isn't it where Graha came from? Somewhere, you know, like he... Whatever. The former stretches from east to west and lies entirely within the northern hemisphere. In contrast, the latter extends to the far reaches of both northern and southern hemispheres, and a difference immediately presents itself in the form of climate variance. Shifts in climate tend to be gentler when moving east and west, but harsher when moving north and south. Owing to this fact, longitudinal immigration is far more common in history, whether it be by man, animals, or plants. Longitudinal is like east-west, right? Right? A case in point is the Elegants, who rose to power in Aldenard. I think, is it Aldenard? No, Ilsabard is what I was thinking of, before advancing east into Ilsabard. Their movement would be mirrored thousands of years later by the Gallians. Yeah, Ilsabard was what I was thinking of when naming the third continent, I guess, in between Eorzea and Othard, but now they're also talking about Aldenard? It would have been 4, but maybe it's not actually the name of the continent, but just the nations. Weird. Meanwhile, although this tell me in the comments if you know actually more about this. I'm interested now, actually. Pretty much. Meanwhile, although the disparate tribes of Tural waged war with one another for generations, stymied by the climate, none could make any great headway north or south. Tribes hailing from frozen lands withered beneath the desert sun, while those that thrived in open plains could not pierce dense jungles. Such was the way of it, until the leader of the Mamulja succeeded in bringing the continent under one banner. Given the land's divided history and the reason thereof, one cannot help but be in awe of this feat. Truly, it is a testament to the autarch's greatness. He seems a very interesting and good leader, actually. It really didn't seem like that, you know, like when we first glimpsed at the trailer and stuff, so I'm a little surprised by that. Play the tone. But I actually like that more than, you know, if it was just a big bad boy. The flora and fauna of Tural. Every land has Every land has given rise to unique wildlife, and the continent of Tural is no exception. Yet while some of her creatures have become a familiar sight in Eorzea, many and more exist that are rarely seen this side of the Indigo Deep. This tome introduces a select variety of species as described in the testimonies of sailors and adventurers. Alpaca. Accustomed to Tural's craggy mountain ranges, this fall-like beastkin has been domesticated for seemingly hundreds, if not thousands of years. Their soft white fleece is highly prized by weavers, while their strong legs and sure-footedness make delicious treats, make them capable beasts of burden. Weaver. This ferocious scalekin is native to the dense jungles of Tural. The Mamulja have succeeded in taming them and utilizing their prodigious strength of manual labor. Given their immense size and power, it should come as no surprise that the wyver is also employed as a siege beast. Enemy fortifications cannot long withstand this horned brute's rampage. Valigarmanda. That's probably not wyver. You know, like none of those sound like pretty English, common English names, right? So it's probably weaver, vivre. Maybe it's French. Vivre. Probably not. I'm gonna stick with wyver until I hear something else. Turali folklore holds that this bird-like creature is the mightiest of beasts and the very embodiment of nature's power. Oh, that's the bird, right? Valigarmanda. Yeah, that's a big bird. For a trial. For sure gonna be a trial. Whether he exists beyond myth, however, is uncertain. Yeah, for you maybe. Not for us. We do know it exists, just, well... Face planted into the wall. Unblemished book. Eorzean cuisine, a history. It is impossible to adequately discuss Eorzean cuisine without speaking of that land from which many of our modern-day staples hail, the far western continent of Tural. Really? Ogre pumpkins, ruby tomatoes, even the ubiquitous popoto. Finally, we know that Lalafels hail from Tural. Okay. These crops and more that regularly grace Eorzean dining tables trace their origins to the New World, as the place is known to most. Well, actually, potatoes do have originated in South America, so that's historically accurate. The tale of this culinary immigration begins in the year 1498 of the 6th Astral Era, when a Lominsan sailor named Columbus successfully traversed the Indigo Deep to arrive at the therefore unknown continent. Kettenram spent several moons exploring inland in the course of which he encountered the denizens of the sprawling nation of Mamulja. He was even granted an audience with the supreme leader, whose confidence he won along with permission to roam freely. Kettenram would return to Tyrell several times, but during his first expedition he charted the land and gathered myriad root vegetables and seeds to bring back to Limbs of Amensa. That's literally Columbus, right? He did go, I think, 3 times, right? Or maybe even more. The most notable of these was the Papoto, whose ease of cultivation and nutritional value saw it quickly spread to all corners of Eorzea. And nowadays we have Lalafell everywhere! Produce was far from the only bounty of Captain Rum's expedition to Tyrell. Many tantalizing recipes, such as the bean-filled burrito, gotta love those, and gripping legends such as that of the Golden City reached our shores by way of his ship. To those outside of Captain Rum's circle, Tyrell largely remains shrouded in mystery, yet its influence on our cuisine cannot be overstated. Many scholars, myself included, would relish the chance to immerse themselves in the culinary culture of that faraway continent and just go there. Having perused a wide selection of books relating to Tyrell, you are somewhat better informed about your potential destination. It didn't say anything about tacos, so Rohatia will be eager to know what you have discovered. Did you wish to? No, thank you. I've read it rather thoroughly, I would say. In like the first page of the book. Scout the library to your satisfaction, have you? Excellent. While there are few books wholly dedicated to the subject of Tyrell, I dare say you found tidbits of useful information scattered here and here. Did it say here and here? But come, let's continue this outside. The mammoths do not take kindly to chatter. Oh, sorry for just standing there and reading out loud every word I read. Sorry. Oh, come on. You can sit a little closer. I don't bite. You know, except if you like that, yes? Now then, I'm quite keen to hear your honest impressions. I couldn't help but notice that we read the very same book on cuisine. I was personally surprised to find references to Tyrell within. I am not surprised that you read the book about the cuisine. Among them, did anything in particular pique your interest? Papotos, I have a newfound appreciation for them. The Tale of Kettenram, kinda. I actually like the Papoto things, but I'm an adventurer. The legendary city of gold, but Papotos is the Mimi one, right? Lalafell, I have newfound appreciation for them. As have I. As have I. Despite having just enjoyed a hearty meal, I found myself craving Papotos. Papoto. As they keep well, they were a boon to sailors, and it was the same property that allowed them to survive the voyage to Eorzea. The book also mentioned a method of preservation which sees Papotos repeatedly frozen and dried. Try that on your local Lalafell. The resultant product was apparently used in a stew by people in mountainous regions. I should like to sample that dish one day. That and all the unique cuisines of that vast continent. Me too. Yum 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 yum. But moving on, did you perchance learn aught about the fauna of Tyrell? Given your adventuring background, I expect the topic would interest you. I learned about alpacas. I learned about Valigamanda. Now why do I get the impression you're imagining pitting your skills against the fell beast? Because we know it's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I found scant details on your would-be prey. One source simply described it as an enormous winged creature with scales hard as steel that rules the skies. Like Ho-Oh. Kinda looks like Ho-Oh, now that I think about it. I should like to see it with my own eyes, assuming it even exists. I would like to see it with my own daggers. What did I say? I thought I heard familiar voices. Oh, Alize. And Alfino. Fancy running into the two of you here. Can't you see her interrupting something? Come on, get away. We want to have a little privacy here. Well. Have some research of your own, do you? Aye, we hope to arm ourselves with knowledge that may benefit the Garlean people. Having forged a new trade agreement with Ratsatan, and they will next look to foster relations with other nations. This includes former imperial provinces. In view of this, we hope to find hints in history on how neighbors of differing races and ideologies might engage with one another. And what of the two of you? What endeavor brings you here this day? Food. Food. Also, we were just about to make out. But then you decided to show up. So please, go away. No, actually, now you ruined the mood, so food. And a hearty bird that didn't have any wings to eat, unfortunately. A nation composed of the disparate peoples of Tural. I dare say this is precisely the kind of example we seek. We'd do well to read up on Tuliol ourselves, and maybe, come over as well. The contest. Is Yomi the only one allowed to help Wuklamot? There was no mention of such restrictions, as I recall. On the contrary, Wuklamot gave us the impression that she could have several champions. And that's the moment when they set their mind on it. I think I know how to make the most of a respite. Follow me, Alfino. We have planning to do. Alice, wait. It's kind of funny to me that, on the boat in the trailer we see Alfino, right? But nobody else. Well, Erenville. Erenville, the Warrior of Light, Alfino, and Wuklamot. But what about the others? Are they already there? Are they just, inside of the ship? Would seem our plans have changed. If you'll excuse me. She's always been more the hands-on field trip type, I would say, and not the book type. They never could rest on their laurels. Come, let us return to the annex. What are you looking at? You look a little
Oh, it's just... Despite all that we've learned, I can't help but feel we've yet to hear the whole story.
Yes, that's why it's a whole expansion and not just,
What about
half a patch.
my friend? Are you inclined to accept or refuse Wuklamot's request?
I kind of feel intrigued by the fact that we should be, a deciding factor in the future of a nation that doesn't concern us the slightest, actually. Well, except for the fact that they want to go to war with a neighboring nation, I guess. So I'd like the idea of partaking in this decisory process, but I would really like to get to know the other contestants first. I'm still undecided, to be honest.
I don't blame you. No matter the assurances, it's no simple thing to wade into the midst of a political struggle. And in a foreign land at that.
Oh yeah, we have our experience with political struggles and, mingling with them. Right, Alfino?
How about this then? Instead of deciding here, go there first and then decide.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
In the course of seeing new lands and meeting new people, you'll surely find a way forward.
We always find a way forward.
That's what adventurers do, is it not?
It is.
Such a journey would be the envy of many a scholar. Distant as it is, Tural remains largely unknown to us, with only meager records to be found in Numenon. The experiences to be
Why
had,
though?
all the things you might hear,
No.
feel,
Do it.
It's enough to stir me to the core.
We've had a lot of hearing, feeling, and thinking in the past 10 years, I would say. Yeah, but why is there so few books and stuff, recordings about Tural. It seems to not be that hard to get there and back,
is a
right?
series of journeys, my friend. And there's no telling what awaits us on the long road.
It's a long trail to the dawn, right? That's what is awaiting us. Or a dawning trail.
But what's important is to be true to yourself as you walk it.
Yeah, not sure if that's the best idea.
Only then can we hope to be content when we arrive at the end of one and step forward into another.
Oops, sorry, literally.
Ah, but there's an idea.
Tacos?
I have a matter to attend to at the Agora. Please, go on inside. I will join you shortly.
Okay. Sure. Sus. Oh, I love how this is actually gonna be a great display of the graphics updates between how she's looking right now, right? I need to do like a spying on us, are you? I thought it would be getting hot, right? Well, we're not putting a show up for you. Welcome back, Yummy. If you're looking for Vuklamat, she's currently with the others in her chambers. If you like, I can go and fetch them for you. Sure. Understood. Please wait in the main hall. As usual. Oh no, the main hall is over here. Never mind. Let's see. Entree, I guess. Hey, we need a different map now. On the wall.
You have the look of someone who's made up their mind. Go on then. Let's hear it.
Let's go to Tural. I wish to boldly go where I've never gone before. As usual.
You need me as much as I need you. Together we'll blaze new trails in Tural.
I mean, no, I could just go there on my own. Why do I need you?
You're not planning to leave without us, are you?
I was kinda hoping to, you know. No, actually not. To be fair.
Alice, what are you two doing here?
To be fair, I wouldn't have mind to like at least start, you know, like a new adventure on our own and meeting completely new people, and not just always take the science with us. Because they can't just go on with the same cast of characters until the end of Dawn, right? Trail. Haha. Well, maybe until the end of Dawntrail, but at the end of time. I mean, it makes sense for Alice and Alfino and also Graha to be there, right? Considered first of all how young they are and how he only joined us recently. But honestly, I was kinda expecting to have them slowly fade out, maybe one off. Now that I think about it, I'm kinda assuming that with the next expansion, not Dawntrail, looking at the future already, I'm assuming that in the next expansion we're going to the 13th, right? Or it will be involving the 13th probably. And I'm also assuming that Gaia will play a role there, because it makes sense, and because they teased at her, right, at the end of the 6.5. So I'm personally pretty sure that probably, most likely, Yashtola will have her, you know, like knowledge of interdimensional travel increased by then, and will somehow bring Reen and Gaia to the 13th with us, and they will probably play a role there. That's my assumption for now. That's what I'm assuming is gonna happen in maybe the next sort of expansion or the one after that, right? And I would, you know, I feel like they kind of have to fade out slowly some characters, right? Or will they just, I mean, I don't know, maybe not. It would make sense to me. So for example, maybe, you know, like Thancred, once he's reunited with Reen, he's maybe gonna take a step back and not be part of the MSQ anymore, at least not all the time. And maybe but actually if we have Gaia and Reen, he's probably gonna be around as well, right? So Then I am actually kind of interested how they're going forward. I mean, I'm not saying they're gonna have to kill anyone off, right? It's just like cost of characters growing bigger and bigger and bigger. Is it just gonna continue like this for the next 10 expansions? I don't know. Probably not, right? Maybe it is.
We happened to cross paths at Numenon earlier, you see, and I told them about Wooklamat. And when we fortuitously met again at the Agora just now, they expressed an interest in meeting our visitor.
Ah,
Hello.
You must be the twins who are sneaking after Erenville as toads.
Hey, that was me as well. But yeah.
100 things about us you could have told her, and you chose that.
That was a pretty good one, though.
First impressions last.
That's such a good line. Oh my god, he just... Oh...
'Tis an honor and a pleasure to make
Knockout
your
and checkmate.
Your Highness. Alphino Leveilleur at your service, and this is my sister Alize.
Oh no, let's not do that. I really can't stand titles. So, you want to participate in the contest too, is that right?
We don't even... Well, first of all, we don't do it. I didn't agree. I just said we would be going there, not that we would help you. Plus, we still don't know what the contest actually is about.
We've been assisting with the rebuilding effort in Garlemald. Yet while progress is being made, the question remains of how the nation might reconcile with its neighbors.
You know, I mean, like, the contest might be just kill all the other contestants, so that wouldn't really be something we would be liking to take part in, I guess.
We believe there is much we might learn from Tuliyollal, a nation founded on unity. And in return for this honor, we would spare no effort in supporting your claim.
Why is he... I didn't agree to this,
The
no?
more the merrier, I say. And I'd be
I mean,
keen
maybe
to learn
those
about
two will.
Eorzea and Garlemald from you as well.
Well, I guess those two will for sure be
Having
on...
recruited so many committed and capable allies, I presume you have no need for my continued assistance?
Wooklamat's side. I still didn't agree to that. What the heck?
Nonsense! Like I told you before, you're indispensable.
He so doesn't want to go. For some
They're
reason.
strong, aye, but strangers to our land. They need someone to guide them, to point out the dangers, and spare them grisly deaths.
This is an alpaca. Don't get spit at by it.
I can't think of anyone better suited to that task than you. What's more, despite your assertions, I know you haven't given up on the City of Gold.
Yeah, we're taking you with us, Kryl, don't worry.
As I recall, Kryl, you were the first to state your desire to visit Tural.
Perhaps I was. Still, I can't help but worry about being away just when our order is beginning to find its feet again.
You have nothing to worry about. I haven't forgotten how
Ochika Tunjika will
while I set
look
off
after
to
it.
explore Alzadal's legacy. It's only fair that I return the favor. Pray, leave the students to Ojika and me.
Wait, but you were there as well in the trailer, so...
But, Raha...
He won't be true to as well.
You want to retrace your grandfather's steps, don't you? This is a rare opportunity, and I insist that you seize it.
Also, we know how keen he is to go on adventures with us, so...
Thank you, Raha. Thank you.
Well, looks like it's settled. I'm counting on you all to help me win the throne.
I'm gonna sit on the throne, not you. I still didn't agree to this. Hello, I just said I want to go to Tural.
I suppose now is a good time to show you what I spent a small fortune on at the Agora.
Hey, we do get a new map. Nice.
There.
There. It is a
This,
bigger map. Nice.
my friends, is the latest map of the world, created to celebrate our friendship with the Loporrits. Cast your eyes west of Sharlayan, for there it lies. The
Hurrah!
site of your next great adventure, Tural.
The latest map designed with the help of satellite technology. And so many continents are shrouded in clouds. Roll the credits. They could have, like taken a higher quality picture of it, I guess. When they're gonna zoom in on it. Credits. Yes. All right. That was an interesting pre-patch. We've been kind of spoiled with all the 0.55 patches, right, in all the previous expansions. Especially Shadowbringers. From Stormblood to Shadowbringers, right? This one was a much less of a... Well, of course, they had also 0.4, 0.5 patches to build up the story, right? This one it was much more timid, but yeah, I guess that's what was to be expected after they spent 4 patches with the Golbez arc. Right, after credit scene. No after credit scene. Yeah. And meanwhile, in the Imperial Palace, oh no, wait. Lest you wonder about your passage to Tural, Erenville will arrange a ship through his guild. You need only worry about your own preparations. Speaking of which, please take this with you. A rugged and ready knapsack. May it serve you well on your coming adventures. Now, I'm not sure when departure will be, but rest assured I'll let you know when I hear something. Till then, please take your ease. Not even an after quest cutscene? Really? Ah, there we go. Meanwhile in Limsa Lovensa.
When does the next ship set sail? May I ask your destination?
The New World. Ural.
The north and east, I've already seen.
Is he just randomly going to the west, really?
I suppose
Come
I'll
on.
head west this time.
Really?
West, you say?
He's just gonna swim. Or jump. Maybe just jumps over the pond. So are you telling me we don't even invite Yashtola, Thancred, and Urianger? They just... No, never mind. Meanwhile, in Old Sharlayan. Thancred telling the others. Why didn't we even invite them? It's kind of funny. Or talk to them about it, I heard them talking about going somewhere. Let's,
I see you've made up
be a
your
party
mind.
poopers.
I had a feeling you'd be keen. But to think that our comrades too are thither bound.
Oh, they have their own
Fate
reasons.
doth work
Interesting.
in mysterious ways.
Maybe they were contacted by Kona. That would be interesting. I would like that.
It will be a grueling task, having to contend with them. If the prospect doth trouble thee, 'tis not too late to decline the petition.
Kinda looks like it. That's
Though thy
really cool, actually.
expression would suggest thou art far from perturbed. Oh, how could I possibly be, knowing what's to come? Then let us delay no further and secure passage on a vessel.
I'm hyped. 5 more days, people.
This will be a mission to remember.
Breaking the 4th wall.
Come, my friend. We make for Tural.
I never really realized how small Thancred is in comparison to Uriosi. Also, vad var det Stola? Loved how the
Tell me,
eyes flickered left and right
have
back
you
again.
been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? Or the treasure islands beyond the frozen waters of Blind Frost in Offerd's north?
We're looking forward to doing all of that.
The fabled golden cities of the New World.
Yeah, right, he actually already confirmed that they do exist, right? Also, multiple ones of them. Interesting. Evan's bucket list. Of the first entry. Weigh anchor now, the tide is high, and dawn of new adventure nigh. Row forth to break horizons bond and tread the gilded path beyond. Why can't you just have it shown a little second longer? Tomorrow's unknown. Nice. And that is where we conclude this little prelude to Sunrise. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll be on board for the rest of this beautiful journey that we have ahead of us, starting with the early access in 5 days. I am so hyped for it. So I really hope to see all of you there over in Tural. Well, actually, not all of them. You know, like, I also want to be able to log into the game. That would be nice. So let's see how bad the queues are going to be, right? See you then. Have a nice time. Bye.